We're on the other side of a lot of life experience that's happened, and also that we have the ability to make our own choices in a way that I couldn't have said yes to you then. That wasn't my choice to make. So as an adult who lived a really independent life, to then go into this construct that is different than I think what people imagine it to be, it's really liberating to be able to have the right and the privilege in some ways to be able to say yes. I'm
and to
I'm
say
ready
it
to
for
talk.
yourself.
To say it for
and
yourself.
not to have to consult with anybody at this point.
Yeah, to be able to just make a choice on your own.
I'm joined now by royal expert and historian Victoria Howard. Good evening to you both. Good evening to you. Sorry, Victoria. What did you make of that clip? Meghan is saying that she now feels liberated to speak. What did you make of that?
I think what this kind of gives us is actually an insight that either she wasn't very well briefed on the sort of constrictions that do come with royal life, or that maybe she didn't think that actually they were kind of those rules that would apply to her. And so I think that's what comes across most, the kind of lack of knowledge that was surrounding the situation of actually becoming a member of the royal family.
How do you think this interview, it's 2 hours apparently, how do you think this could impact the monarchy?
I think we are expecting some explosive opinions here, and obviously some facts as well. I'm sure there's bits that we haven't heard before. But I think the royal family, they're not going to come out of this unscathed. But it's very interesting that in some of the other clips to note the use of the term the firm. No, so we can't be sure she's talking specifically about members of the royal family, senior royals, family members, or the palace courtiers, those that kind of run the machinery. So that's very interesting to kind of see if we get any distinction between individuals and, you know, maybe some names, maybe what they did and said, and the actual kind of the courtiers that we don't really see very much of.
You see, Victoria, you're a royal historian. You understand the workings of the monarchy. You've pointed to the fact that maybe she wasn't briefed properly. Is there any way you can be briefed and prepared in just months? There's the reality is how long she really knew Prince Harry before they married. Is there any way you can be prepared for that?
I'm not fully sure you could be, although, you know, she was an actress. She was in quite a popular show, so she kind of knew what the press were like, albeit the American press. And I think maybe that's something that also kind of comes out of this, that did they rush into it? Was it really clear to them what the sacrifices would be? Because obviously Harry grew up in this situation. It's completely new to Meghan. William and Kate dated for about 7 or 8 years before they even got engaged. So this was quite a quick relationship to go into marriage. And when it's something like the royal family, something so huge, you're representing a country with the work you do, I think that's possibly a little bit too quick. But of course, we're in this situation now, and they're willing to tell their side of the story, hence sitting down with Oprah.
But Meghan, Prince Harry, they wouldn't be the first members of the royal family to have difficulties being a member of the royal family. This is historic. It goes back years. Princess Diana, Prince Charles, you know, he wanted to marry Camilla. King Edward, you know, abdicated because of this. So this is a sign that maybe the monarchy needs to change.
Absolutely. I think there's definitely many improvements that could be made to the royal family and monarchy as an institution. And some of that probably is down to the courtiers themselves. You know, are they kind of the archaic middle-aged white men that you expect? Do we need more representation within the palace walls, which we kind of hoped, I guess, Meghan would bring along with her to help push this progressive monarchy forward and also therefore represent Britain better and the Commonwealth. So I think there's a lot of room for improvement, and that probably comes along with briefing those new members of the family as to what is expected. But I think that there's an element of it not wanting to scare them off. You know, do you tell them all the gory details up front, and then they'll say, actually, no, I don't want to be part of this. So it's a very, very difficult line for them to kind of tread. But I really think that we're going to find out some interesting tidbits about that inner working from the interview.
Yep, just a few days from finding out fully. Victoria Howard, good talking to you. Thank you.
Thanks.